Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Nabilah binti Abu Bakar from Group 6 and I will be the first presenter. Our topic from modern business environment is cost reduction program. Before we start, let me introduce our group members. This group consists of 3 supportive members which are Nur Aisyah binti Abdul Razak, May anak perempuan Muhammad and also me, Nur Nabilah binti Abu Bakar. Let's go to the first slide. Based on the question given, the current problem faced by the company is the owner of the Perabot Nusa Jaya Sendirian Berhad, Ashran, never concerned on the cost planning and cost control of the production throughout the product life cycle. Thus, it resulted in inconsistent variation between targeting profit and actual profit for different types furniture manufactured in the company. Therefore, Ashran is recommended to implement cost reduction program in his company.
Alright, definition of cost reduction program. A cost reduction program is a process to cut unnecessary expenses to get higher profits or cash flow. If the company wants to implement cost reduction for the short term to reduce operating result, it is probable focus at discretionary costs that does not affect on company performance, such as maintenance and labor training costs. But if the company plans to implement cost reduction in long term to reduce operating result, it will focus on eliminating products or programs that do not flow to the highest profit over a long term. To determine cost reduction, we should focus on 3 major factors, which are savings in production costs, the quality of the product should not be affected, and savings should be non-volatile in nature. We move to the introduction. Cost reduction program may be helpful for the company to implement so that it will revise the management accounting system. For example, Malaysia Airlines PHD, which is MAB, has taken the most measures to prevent the troubled airlines from going bankrupt, which slashed the top management salaries by 35%, reduced 50% of the directors' monthly fees, and imposing extensive operational expense reduction. In some cases, improving quality can lead to long-term cost reduction, such as marketing expenses. For instance, a hotel with good reviews can already be fully booked without any advertising. Based on the case of Ashran, it is recommended that the company should implement this cost reduction program in which it will help in their cost planning and cost control.
Next, we go to the characteristic. First, cost reduction is not only focused on setting and target, it is about the achievement of real and permanent reduction in the unit cost of good manufacture or service rendered without impairing the suitability for use intended. Next, cost reduction is the outcome in controlling the cost. It is one of the practice of identifying and reducing business expenses to increase the business profit. Lastly, the cost reduction must be real by permanently removing waste and costs from the system. It is not just shifting them to the other department or assigning them to another cost centers. Now, we go to the objective of cost reduction. The first objective of cost reduction is to achieve a permanent reduction in cost without impairing the quality of the product. As I said before, it is crucial for the company to maintain the quality of the product when they apply the cost reduction program. This is also to maintain the relationship between the customer and business. Second, to help the P&SP company improve their efficiency of business operation. Cost reduction program will help the manager in identifying the needs of business clearly. Other than that, cost reduction is to avoid wasteful expenditure by eliminating activities that have not been requested and have no clear benefits. Fourth, developing cost consciousness among employees as it is important to instilling their mindset and behavior among them. And lastly, developing efficient operating procedure. Now, we are going to see how the company needs to implement the cost reduction program. First, PNSB can reduce the cost by eliminate the waste. Besides eliminating the waste, there should be effort also to eliminate uneconomic and unnecessary activities. Other than that, PNSB can increasing productivity of labor, for example, by choosing appropriate team size for optimal productivity. Fourth, adopting economic order quantity for purchase, as it is the ideal order quantity a company should purchase to minimize inventory costs such as holding costs. The company also needs to purchase more efficient raw materials. This is to avoid from expense more in purchasing and maintain the quality of the product. And lastly, there should be a regular follow-up to the plan and continuous appraisal of the program performed with the actual cost reduction performance.
We move to the advantages of cost reduction program. First, PNSB can increase the profit margin, which ultimately provides a basis for more dividends to shareholders and higher rates of bonus to the employee. Second, reduction in unit cost indicates better productivity and efficiency. Third, enhancing processes through process standard improvement can change the nature of existing processes. First, it will increase competitive strength to the PNSB company. Lastly, it will create more demand of the product, economies of large-scale production, and increase employment through industry. However, there are several disadvantages of cost reduction program. First, if the PNSB company operated in the wrong way, it may simply backfire and collapse. Efforts to reduce cost of material and usage may erode confidence in estimating material usage and labor productivity. Besides, changes in processes are required so that it may cause extra losses and be harmful. Next, quality should be sacrificed in order to cut the cost. And the last one, this program may not initially be liked by the employees because the success of any cost reduction strategies depends on the willing cooperation and active engagement of the employees.
Next, for the suggestion on other relevant recommendation to implement cost reduction program in the company is evaluate business expenses. In order to reduce costs, Ashran should evaluate the money spending of the business by listing all the expenses incurred during the production to see clearly the inflow or outflow of the money. By using this way, Ashran can avoid itself from spending money on unnecessary things or activities that are not related to the nature business of his company. Second, prepare profit budget. Due to the problem faced by Ashran, which is inconsistent variation between desired profit and actual profit for his different type of furniture sold in the company, therefore, Ashran should prepare the profit budget as it can show the expected income, expenditure, and profit in the production process. Furthermore, budgeting also can help him to diagnose problems in advance. Third, prepare production planning. Ashran should prepare production planning for his company. This is because the location and layout of the company has significant influence on cost. Therefore, the layout of the factory should be organized in a systematic way in order to reduce the cost of production. Lastly, realign strategy and business model. Ashran needs to rearrange its company policies and change the way of the business operates. This is because it can affect the previous entire business model or the individual involved when there is a transformation from traditional manufacturing principles to modern business environment, which is cost reductions program. In conclusion, cost concept is very important for decision-making process. Therefore, Ashran as the owner of PNSP should develop different types and strategy to run the business successfully, and one of the most important strategy is developing cost reduction program. This is because it can increase the profit of the company itself. Furthermore, it can reduce the profit of PNSP if Ashran is unable to control the operating expense, and this will give impact in which PNSP cannot sustain in the competitive business world. Next, this is the list of references that we use to complete the assignment. That's all from us. Thank you.